Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this platform. My name is Nancy O. Peters, and today we'll be discussing about the effect of COVID-19 on the travel industry. We have the opportunity to be speaking with a guest who is very vast in the travel industry. He was the former president of NANTA, which is the National Association of Nigerian Travel Agency. Please let us welcome Mr. Bankole Bernard. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on this platform. We really appreciate it. Please, sir, can you tell us more about yourself?
Um, I have experience in the industry spanning over 13 years. I was in the banking industry for about 10 years. And so that's a bit about to know about me.
Sir, but how has it been from the banking industry into the travel world? How's it been like for you?
Well, just like every young man that is done from school, what do you want to do? You want to work in a lucrative industry. And for me, then, there were two major lucrative industry that I could find myself. We had the oil industry and we had the banking industry then. So I opted to go into the banking industry as a result of what I studied in school. I read economics. So it was very convenient for me working in the bank. And working in the bank gave me the opportunity to see the dynamism of the world and how people go into international trade and what have you. Then from there, the passion started to develop where I have to assist clients to purchase their BTA, their PTA, and what have you. And I said, oh, this would be a bad idea to really know into what travel agencies are really doing and all that. And that was where the passion started from. And the rest is history.
That's really interesting, sir. Okay, sir, a lot of us would like to know how have you been able to take FHO as the MD of the company to a global standard because the standard is really, really top notch. So, how have you been able to take it to a global standard?
For every business you go into, you must set a standard for yourself. And what standard do you want to set for yourself? You want to set a world standard or the local market standard. So me going into travel, the first thing I did was to understand how travel agencies are operating everywhere around the world. So I took my time to attend major exhibitions like World Travel Market, ITB in Berlin, Arabian Travel Markets, then in Durban in South Africa, just to really understand what travel is all about, as well as tourism. And in doing all that, I made a lot of studies, connections. It gave me an insight understanding what a TMC is, which is a travel management company, a brick and mortar travel agency, an online travel agency, and what's a view like that. And when I discovered that there are different segments to travel in terms of the operations, it gave me a broader view, and I was willing to have a partnership with one of the major ones, and that was how I got the franchise of FCM that is based in Australia. I became their exclusive partner in Nigeria.
That's very interesting. Okay, Mr. Bankole, as the NANTA, you were the former NANTA president, I know.
Yes, I was.
And I would like to say, how has it been like for you managing a large group like NANTA? Because it's really, really, really a large group. So how have you been able to manage people with their differences, different travel agencies, the issues that come with it? How have you been able to manage it, sir?
Well, it started off with one of the things that you must do is that you must develop capacity at every form and stages of your life. Before I went into NANTA, I was already managing Finch Globe that happens to be in the top 5 before Finchglade became number 1 in the industry. And at that stage, we were already in the region of about 100 plus staff in 8 locations. So having the possibility of managing over 100 staff in 8 locations, that is 2 offices in Abuja, 1 in Port Harcourt, and 5 in Lagos, it made it a lot easier for me to manage NANTA, because that is how NANTA is structured as well. Geographical presence in each of the geographical zone. We have NANTA in Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan for Western region, Port Harcourt for Eastern region, Kano for the Northern region. So it gave me a broader perspective that, look, you have to reach out to the people, you have to reach out to the members. They must feel your presence, and you must showcase everything you're doing for the industry. So it made NANTA known to a lot of outside world, and people start to appreciate travel agents as a profession that they want to do. And not only were we seen as professionals, we got accolades and partnership with other associations around the world.
Okay, Sam. Okay, still speaking about NANTA, how are we able to differentiate between the good travel agencies, the travel agencies that are reliable, and the ones that are coming into the market just to spoil the travel agency name? How are we able to differentiate between these two sets of people or companies?
Okay, just like every industry that will have its challenges, NANTA too, travel agency business was faced with that. Number one, one of the legacy thing that I came up with as the NANTA president was the NANTA ID card, to identify the real owners of businesses there and the workers within the travel business. We launched the ID card. We gather a lot of support. My desire is that the new administration of NANTA will take it to the next level, because the truth is that we've linked the card to everyone's BVN, so it cannot be cloned, neither can it be duplicated in any form. So it's a unique ID card, and we went to the point of getting the approval of the regulator, which is the NCA, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. We got the buy-in of Nigerian Immigration Services. We got the buy-in of other stakeholders within the industry, including the police force, whereby with that card, you can even gain access into the airport. And we even got the embassies to endorse it as well, because we have a lot of touts, as they were, that claim that they are professional travel agencies, but they are not. And with the card, it gave us a lot of leverage to separate touts from the real professionals within the industry. So the card helped us a whole lot, and you reposition NANTA as a recognized body to deal with. I hope you've seen a copy of the card before.
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have. Yes, sir. All right, now let's go into COVID-19. COVID-19, I know the travel agency is one of the industry that is being affected right now. So what do you think is the negative impact of COVID-19 in the travel industry today?
This takes me to a song that was sung by a famous rapper, Queen Latifah, that says that my mother never told me there will be a day like this. I wish someone had told me that there will come a time like this. Maybe I would have been better prepared. The truth is that the first time we had this kind of pandemic was as far back as 1918, and obviously I wasn't born then, and even my mother wasn't born then as well. But nobody had the opportunity of telling me that there will come a day like this where travel and tourism will be the most affected in all of this, and it's a shame, but we're grateful to God, because when I read about the pandemic that happened in 1918, people were dying in their millions. They were dying in their millions, and the world was not even as large. The population of the world is not even as large as it is now. And if all we've recorded is still in our thousands, I think the world has done very well. The new word on the lips of everybody now is social distancing, stay at home and keep safe.
Yes.
That the frequently used words. The truth is that it has affected business. There's no doubt about it. Every industry has been affected by it. And travel and tourism cannot be left out. We were the first to feel the impact, because when people can't move or airlines cannot fly, then what are we travel agencies doing? We're just sitting idle. The government has placed an embargo on international flights from coming in since 23rd of March. It was supposed to be for a month. So we're not going to have international flights coming in until 23rd of April. That's saying to travel agencies, go home and sleep.
Yes.
So we've been on holiday in the last few weeks. And now that it's been extended, it's just going to be about a month plus. But be as it may, most times you don't have to think about things from your perspective alone. We're talking about pandemic that is claiming lives, even in developed countries, that they cannot curtail it. A lot of important people have died in this process. And if the government is saying stay at home, it's because we're trying to preserve lives so that it does not get out of hand. You can imagine what it would have been like in a place like Nigeria or Africa, as it's where social distancing is still a strange word to us in this part of the world. So definitely it has come, and we pray that, it gets out in no time. But be as it may, it has equally taught us a lot of lessons. It has taught us how to do things differently than the way we were doing it before. We took quite a lot of things for granted. Business will never be the same again. One has to start thinking how to do business different from the way we've always been doing it. Any organization that is going to succeed post COVID-19 will use this opportunity to quickly bring up their business continuity plan. It's very, very important. Not only bringing up their business continuity plan, having a clear cut of what business is going to be like. We cannot rule out technology anymore. It's no longer an excuse that, I'll do things the way I've been doing it. No way. You have to introduce technology into your business more than ever before. You have to downscale on the number of people you are working with and use technology to drive a lot of your products. You have to showcase yourself using every form of social media. Now, virtual tourism is going to take a new step, because guess what? Now I've been told that I don't even have to be everywhere. I can use virtual to be, I need to be, look as if I've been there.
Yes.
So that is going to take another level.
Yes.
It's going to take another level. And the way we fly, over the night, I was just saying to myself, so we're going to see airline they're going to come up with a better cabin for the first class, because they will want to seclude themselves to the best way they could, so that they are not you know, with what COVID-19 has taught us, hygiene is now the order of the day. So at that level, the first class will want to make sure that they are well protected and hygiene is top notch. Then in the economy class, all that cluster sitting together might not, and if you have to, then they will start putting in measures. I was just thinking about all this in my head. So we're going to see a whole lot of changes. And we're going to see airlines, the price, the cost of tickets is probably going to go up because we're going to be seeing things like them having to fumigate the aircraft on a regular basis. Do you understand? Just to make sure that we don't have diseases flying from one place to another. So quite a lot of things are going to change. So one has to be mentally prepared. I think this is the best time to apply one of the habits of highly effective people, which is sharpen the saw. This is the best time to sharpen the saw. Pick up books to read, you know, try new things, take a step back to look into your business, how you've been doing it. Have you been keeping proper books? What are the things that you've not been doing well? Set proper agenda to launch yourself to post COVID-19. And I think that's what everybody needs to do right now.
Okay, so I just also want to find out that what about our local tourism? Once the ban is lifted for us to start going out, what do you think is going to be the local tourism? What's going to happen locally for us?
Well, again, I think this gives us an ample opportunity to develop our local tourism. We've always been making so much noise about domestic tourism. Domestic tourism is necessary now more than ever before. It means that we need to get Nigerians to cultivate their habit of moving within Nigeria than going outside. Because what that means is that the sort of restrictions that countries are going to put in place for you coming into their country is going to be tedious. It's going to discourage people moving around like they would love to. But the good thing is that you won't have such within your country. So there are a lot of tourist attraction that we can now develop more, create more awareness for it so that people travel more within the country. We have a population of over 200 million people. If we can get 10, 20% of that population to move within Nigeria, we will be creating a new economics within the country.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so also we've been hearing of different teams like Expo 2020, Dubai Expo in Dubai. So what is it like for us here in Nigeria? Is there any plan to have something like that?
Well, if you know the origin of Expo 2020 that is happening in Dubai, is an opportunity for different countries around the world to come to all assemble in Dubai to showcase what their country is all about. That would have been an opportunity for Nigeria as a country to showcase ourselves to the rest of the world. For those that have not been here, they will have the opportunity of seeing what the people are like, the products, the tourist attraction that we have in the 36 states. But now that has equally been postponed. I believe that post COVID-19 will determine what the Expo 2020 in Dubai is still going to be like. But like I said, before then, you will notice that the government has resuscitated the Agungun Fish Festival. I don't know if you're aware of that, where the president even had to attend it. I think it's a very good one for our tourism industry. And I think if we had been given the opportunity to go for the expo, I think that's one of the things we would have had the opportunity of sharing there. So we'll just keep fingers crossed and see what it's going to be like after the COVID.
Okay, so we have a lot of clients that are stuck, that they can't travel. Some of them, they bought their tickets, they can't even travel, and they have dates fixed. What's your advice for them?
My advice for them will be this: please keep your tickets. Don't give up on your dreams and desires, because one of the fundamentals of life is, after you've eaten, you've clothed yourself, the next thing is we want to move around, and travel is one of the easiest way to discover new things, new opportunities, new horizons. So we cannot say we will not travel. So for those that have their tickets, I will appeal to them to keep those tickets. The good thing is that all the airlines have given validity of tickets to expire end of 2021. So which means that even when you decide to change your date, you're not going to pay a dime. You can take that from me. You're not going to pay a dime. And whatever holiday packages that you have booked as well is going to be preserved till 2021. All that we've been able to get commitment from different suppliers. So just keep it, let this pandemic be over. Because the truth is, even if you want to travel now, countries are discouraging people from coming in because nobody wants to an imported virus into their country, as it were. You know, you can see that country like Italy and Spain that were locked down, they were locked down for about a month plus, and they are still very careful. Even before they started opening up, they had to make sure that the entire country was fumigated, you know, just to make sure that we don't have it coming up again. They lost over 10,000 people. Nobody wants to lose additional people. So it's difficult for them. So keep your ticket. You'll be able to still visit all those places with additional benefit, that I can say to you. Because now they know that people will not want to travel, as it were. But you that have taken the bull by the horn to travel, they have to give you a red carpet welcome.
That's very good. That's good to hear. Okay, also, sir, we want to find out that what's the call to action for travel agencies now, right now, in this sensitive period? I'm sure most people are down, most people are not really happy. So what's the call to action for them right now?
Let me appeal to my colleagues. We're down, but we're not out. When the going gets tough, it's only the tough that gets going. We have to be strong for ourselves. This is the time to test our ability and our capacity as true consultants that we say we are. We can't give up. Our hope cannot be dashed. What we need to do is to hold ourselves together and defeat this common enemy. People must fly again. People must travel. It is our responsibility to give them that strength to travel. If they don't believe in us, they will not be able to make that trip. So we have to be strong for ourselves, for them to be able to patronize us to make those trips. So my appeal to them is, let us hold ourselves by the right hands and say to ourselves that, yes, we've gone through a tough time, but we're still here standing, and we will stand. So we're going to see a different ways of doing business again. We're going to see consolidation within the industry. I'm really looking forward to that, where a whole lot of us, we will now work together rather than working in small pieces here and there. I want to see 10, 15 travel agencies coming together, pulling resources together, to deliver better service to the passengers and what have you. So that reduces our level of risk as individuals, and the risk become collective, and we'll be able to get better returns from our business at the end of the day.
Okay. Lastly, sir, we want to know, what do you think is the future for us all? Looking at the fact that when all airlines, when everything starts, do you think it will be business as usual? How soon do you think everything will be over with your projection, just based on what you think?
As it were, we've lost Easter business. I was watching the Easter service that the Pope had, and the entire dome was empty. Well, there are certain things you and I cannot control, but the good thing is that we're still hopeful that people can still make their summer trip. It might not be to the fullest as it has been, but I believe that things will get back towards the end of the year. By the end of the year, we should start seeing some good numbers come up. It might not be, because as it is, we've lost first quarter and the second quarter. I see us getting back to shape by the fourth quarter of this year, But the thing that can only happen when we all embrace the newness and the opportunity that we're going to be presented with, because post COVID-19 there are going to be new opportunities, and only those that recognize those opportunities will be able to lash on to those opportunities and convert it to business for themselves.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, sir. We are so excited. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the platform. I'm sure everyone here is very grateful to hear you speak. At least this is a word of encouragement to everyone, both travelers and travel agencies. We are confident now after hearing everything you have said. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on this platform, and I wish you the very best. I'll be more than glad to take more of this in the future. There's nothing you have that you've not been given. You must always learn to share from your wealth of experience. And I hope from what I've been able to share today, people have been able to benefit from it. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir. Okay, want to thank everyone else for joining us. Thank you for joining this platform. I believe you enjoyed everything, and you've been able to get all what Mr. Bankole has educated us today. So please, let's not give up hope. Let's believe everything is going to be okay. Thank you very much. Please follow all our page, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe to our page on YouTube. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.